So, hello everyone. In coming lectures, we will be discussing macros and VBAs. So, what topics we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss macros and VBA. So, what are macros and VBAs? I'll tell you in a while. But before that, I'll tell you what topics we are going to discuss. So, so this is our syllabus. So we would be recording macros, how to record. So Visual Basic, VBA and macros. So we would be starting from here, Visual Basic. We'll study how to record macros, what are absolute and relative macros, how to edit macros, what are spin and command buttons. So command buttons are basically buttons. We press the button and the macro is run. What are sub procedure, function procedures, and all those things. So this much portion of the unit 2. And in unit 3, there is some repetition. So again, worksheet, automation with macros, absolute relative macros, editing macros, creating new function using macros, use of spinner and command buttons. So this much portion of the unit 3. We would be discussing this much parts in the coming lectures. So now comes what is macro. So macro is basically, it's a series of codes which you, as in if you record macros, suppose you have you get a report every month and you have to do the repetitive tasks every month. Okay, so every month you have to you get a table in which you are supposed to give headers every month, and you have to format those headers every month. Okay, so instead of doing the repetitive task every month, you can record a macro and then you can execute it, and then the task would be done automatically. You need not do anything. So you do the task once and then you run the macro every month, and running macro takes just 1 second. You press a button and the macro is run. So this is how you run a macro, and this is what a macro is. And what is VBA? VBA is a series of code which is behind a macro. So we would be studying how to record macros, what are relative absolute macros, how to edit macros, and how to write series of codes. These codes are not very complex, as in we would be studying very simplistic codes. So how to edit macros using, as in editing the codes that are behind the macro, which is VBA. Okay, so this much we are going to do in this in these series of lectures.